All right, people, it is time for some more connections. And I do believe this time the audio should not be messed up. I did check my levels before starting up, and I think at this point I'm gonna check every single time just because I don't trust Windows anymore. So there's that. Um, but as you can also see, I have kept my streak alive. It is a 20-day streak. I'm gonna try my best to hit a 100-day streak and get that achievement, but it's gonna be made difficult by the fact that I insist on solving puzzles entirely by myself without looking anything up. And if I cannot solve a puzzle by myself, I will just accept the loss and then, start a new streak. Obviously, if you start Googling stuff, even if you don't Google what is the solution to connections number, or, or like like whatever, like today it's number 840. Even if you're not Googling specific puzzle solutions, if you just Google the things that you think might be connected, you can solve the puzzle that way, but I'm not even gonna do that. I am just gonna see if I can solve it by my own merit, and we'll see how far we can get. I have hit a streak of like 60. I got into the 60s, I think 63 before the streak ended. So I've gotten some pretty long streaks, but Connections is one of those games where eventually you're just going to get something that you are not able to solve. It's going to be some really niche category, like, I don't know, something really dumb, like last names of American Idol runners up, reversed, minus a vowel, plus two consonants, and then there's going to be like only three people on Earth who can solve it, unless you look it up. But I mean, obviously, I'm not going to look it up, so that's going to make things tough. Anyway, I feel like I've been rambling long enough. Let's jump into today's connection, number 840, for September 28th. And let's see if we can add to our 20-day streak. Let's see what we can do. So Trident and Icebreakers are minty. I guess Trident has other flavors, but like minty gum or like mint flavored things. Aegis, Trojan Horse are figures from. Actually, Aegis and Trojan Horse are terms from Greek mythology that are now part of our regular language. So that could be a thing. However, Aegis, protection, and shield and guard are terms for like defensive stuff. Orbit is also a type of gum. Buffalo. I think extra might also either be like a gum or like a minty thing. Fleur de lis is a symbol of, like, it's used in uh, coats of arms, I think. All right, let's see what we can do with this. A virus? So what could that be? Retrovirus? The antivirus? Virus scan? Not seeing any obvious thing. One thing I like to do with these puzzles is focus in on a thing that has no obvious surface level connection with anything, such as backdoor. Now, backdoor is it's a term used in malware. Worm is also a term used in malware. So is virus. And so is Trojan horse. Although I feel like you'd just call it a Trojan, right? Or maybe like the Trojan is just obviously Trojan is short for Trojan horse because here's the thing about shortening Trojan horse to Trojan because in the siege on Troy, it was the Trojans, it was the city of Troy, occupied by the Trojans that was actually under attack. And the Trojan horse was sent in by the Greeks, right? It was a plan concocted by Odysseus, I think. And so the the horse was not actually Trojan. The horse was sent in by the Greeks to undermine the Trojan defenses. So shortening Trojan horse to Trojan, I you know, which you usually hear people say in, computer security. No, like nobody actually says Trojan horse, they'll just say Trojan. It sort of flips the meaning of it because it makes you think that the Trojans were behind the treachery, but that's not what happened. Anyway, I think that's what's going on here, but let's pencil this in for now. Worm backdoor virus. All right. So horseshoe, fleur de lis, like symbols of something. Well, let's hold off on that. If that's going to be our line of thinking, then probably Aegis, shield, guard, protection. Under the Aegis, under the guard, under the protection, under the shield, maybe. Aegis was the shield. I'm pretty sure it was the shield used by Perseus when he went to kill Medusa. Guard, comma, protection. All right. So then Trident orbit, extra icebreakers. Like minty things. And then what's left? Buffalo? Lightning bolt. Fleur-de-lis, and these are gonna be symbols of something, but I'm not sure. The other thing I'm not sure about is what's gonna be purple? Trojan worm backdoor virus or well, first of all, what is this, man? Lightning bolt, fleur-de-lis, trident, buffalo? I mean, symbols of something? Let's. Oh, no, that's not correct. That's one away. No, hang on. Fuck. I messed up. I already put Trident there. It's not Trident. It's not Trident. It's what's left? I messed up badly. I put Trident in two separate things. So hang on. What's left? Horseshoe. That's such a bad mistake, dude. That's such a bad mistake. It was purple. Yeah. Oh my God. That's such a bad mistake. Oh no. I fucked up. I fucked up badly. And yeah, I don't watch American, like North American sports, so I would not know the answer to this. But like in terms of things that are symbols for something, you can see how a trident makes sense as a symbol, whatever. Trojan horse, worm, backdoor virus. Man, I thought this was gonna be. Well, we're not gonna get reverse rainbow. We're not gonna get perfect. But I guess we did get purple first. That's the only upside to this. So icebreakers, actually not. Aegis protection, guard, shield. Is that gonna be blue? That's yellow? Really? This is blue? Okay. Well, man, that's such a bad mistake. Oh God. I feel ah I wish I could get get a do-over on that. Because you saw me put Trident into something else, and then I just forgot that I put it, and then I thought it was one of the leftover things to put into whatever. Whatever, let's take a look at what the puzzle is like for other people. I suspect it's going to be a pretty high solve rate. I'm going to guess in the 70s. We'll see. Oh, right. Trickier than usual. Let's see what people tripped up on. Yeah, bad, bad, pretty bad score. Um, they will, yeah. I guess the logos were the hardest. And looks like it's in perfect rainbow order, as in the logos were the hardest, and then the gum brands were what people were stuck on, and then the easy stuff was the stuff we figured out. Like, there's not that much of a difference between yellow and green, or even between green and blue, but purple was by far the hardest for people. And oh my goodness, the mistake that I made, even though it was a really dumb mistake, it was actually the most common thing, and that's just because trident is such a common symbol in all kinds of things. Man, like even though I put specifically already put trident somewhere else, I like it's such a common thing that it overrode that and I put in something else. So it like at least that makes me feel a little bit better that other people made the same mistake. Anyway, I think we're gonna just wrap this up. How long has this been? It's almost 13 minutes. And I think we're gonna call it good. I'm gonna say thank you for watching. Hope you had a good time. Hope you'll join me next week for some more connections. And until then, take care.